Where the Aggies lead by 2 touchdowns. As we take a look at our Pacific Life game summary in this one so far. The Aggies got things going with their freshman tailback Derek Farmer, a 31-yard touchdown to cap a 76-yard march, and then it looked like the Irish would score. Weston had different ideas. The interception led to a touchdown drive on a long ball. It was Murphy first on the catch, and then the throwback to the quarterback as Fleming out to Ferris for the touchdown. That's where we are right now, 14-zip. And the Irish now will have to punt. Joey Hillbold to kick. And a nice punt. Going back to the 18-yard line. Gentry got around the first guy and the second. Got some blocks and now down the sideline. Gentry's got an opening. And he's into Notre Dame territory down inside the 45-yard line. I don't know how he found enough room to scamper 37 yards. It looked like they had him cut off 2 or 3 times.
He had a lot of help from his friends and a lot of good blocks down the sideline. He tried to get over to this side, and he finally did. They had a right return set up.
He got a little block there.
Another one right there.
Yep.
And Notre Dame, who has been good on special teams all of last year and into this year, gives up a big punt return. Poor field position now, Notre Dame defense.
There you see the block, and it sprung him down the sideline to the 43 of Notre Dame. Now straight to work. This time the fullback, Joe Weber, an ex-tailback, as a matter of fact, gets his carry and got about a yard. Ryan Roberts made the tackle.
A&M has had the ball 2 possessions and scored 2 touchdowns. One a 9-play drive and one a 5-play drive with those 2 big passes.
Mark Ferris, last year, over 2,500 yards passing, which was a single season record. Here's his numbers coming in. And he's a veteran with a lot of savvy. Veteran being 26 years old after going the pro baseball route for a while, a la Chris Wenke. And he's the undisputed leader of this Aggie offense. 4 wideouts for him. As he rolls to his left, throws incomplete. Porter, the intended receiver, threw it over his head. Yeah. Second time he's gotten rid of one today. Some of the other scores, and obviously a lot of you have joined us from the Michigan State Northwestern game, of the Oklahoma-Kansas State game, and Oklahoma survives at home.
Some exciting games around the country today.
No doubt. Nebraska had some trouble with Missouri early and then put 36 up in a victory. Virginia Tech rolling. They haven't lost too much without Michael Vick. Doesn't seem to be. Here it's 14-0. Unranked Texas A&M, but they're closing in on those rankings if they keep playing like they have the last week and a half. Here's a screen pass out. Jamar Taylor, and Taylor, the ex-Notre Dame player who transferred back home to the state of Texas, has 14 yards on a 3rd and 9.
Just a little slip screen out to the flanker. McKinney and Whitley get out there from their spots in this interior part of that offensive line. That's not as easy to time up as it looks. That's difficult.
There's the numbers for Jamar coming in, their leading receiver. Ferris 6 out of 8. He's hit 5 different receivers. Now he's going to throw a fade for Porter, and threw this one too far in front as well.
There you're going with the size of Porter against the corner, Beckstrom. Beckstrom's only 5'10". Porter's 6'5", so he's got 7 inches on Beckstrom, and that's the mismatch they wanted.
You see the size difference right there. Pretty glaring. Porter gave him a little tap on the helmet too, just to let him know he was out there. 2nd down and 10. Jones has come in as a wide receiver now for the Aggies. They'll keep it on the ground to Weber. And Weber got to the 25-yard line. He's going to bring up 3rd down there and about 6 with 13:26 left in the first quarter. Joe Weber, a former tailback. In fact, he had over 400 yards on the ground last year, 6 touchdowns.
Notice there, Brad, he's got 4 touchdowns already in 12 carries. He's a touchdown maker.
You aren't kidding.
He gets inside the 5. He says, hey, Joe, come on over here. We want to give that ball to you.
There's R.C. Slocum, 13th year as the head coach here. He's been here a long, long time. Ferris got his man. It's Jones. Jones puts a move on. Got to the stick. First down. Tough. He had to carry a couple of of guys, including Harrison, the linebacker, with him to get to the marker. Well, maybe he didn't get there.
Yeah, he stuck the ball out.
Swanee's saying short, and he's right on top of it.
A little semi-roll out where you can get a little bit better vision and good lanes to throw. That's going to be close.
And they've got 4th down up there on the marker. So it's 4th down at the 19-yard line, and here come the Aggies to go for it. And they'll bring in the extra beef. 2 tight end set. They give it off, and flying through there is Keith Joseph.
I like that.
The guy with the bad shoulder went airborne and got the 1st down easily.
I like that, partner. He's good line blocking up front. Yates and Mahan flying. I like that. He just was skying there.
His cape was flapping in the wind.
The offensive line, McKinney following that All-American center up there. Yates and Mahan and Whitley.
There's Dino Babers, the offensive coordinator here for Texas A&M. One sharp coach. 8th play of the drive. He says, I don't care if we throw it, run it. Doesn't matter if it's 30, 70, 50, 50. I just want to put points up. Here's a guy that put points up in the first quarter. Farmer, the freshman, got a couple. And Harrison makes another stop. Tario Harrison, the senior outside linebacker, who's another Texas native out of Sulphur Springs, has been involved in a lot of tackles already. There he is. Notre Dame's got a lot of talent from Texas.
They do. They've got 14 players from the state of Texas. That's they don't have many players from the state of Indiana. They're only 7. Notre Dame located in the state of Indiana. Greg Madison is the defensive coordinator and recruits down here.
And he used to be an assistant coach here as well at A&M. Here's Ferris throwing a fade to the corner. Incomplete. Intended for Goins. And nice coverage by Shane Walton on the corner. Here's a good look at what it looks like to them.
5-step drop and let it go. Get it out there. Give your man a chance to play, to make the play. It's just good coverage.
They talk about the 12th man and the student body never sitting down during the course of the game. I got news for you. Most of the alumni, it doesn't matter if they're 80, don't sit down either because we can't see over them in our booth. 10th play of the drive. It's 3rd down and 8. Ferris on a screen again to Murphy. Cuts back against the grain, and he got hammered at about the 12-yard line by Weaver. So Murphy, who had the long ball earlier, makes the catch there, but comes up short, and that'll bring out the field goal unit.
Well, they wanted to get it to Weaver. We know he can run because he was that option quarterback in high school, but Notre Dame stops him, go to try for a field goal.
This will be about a 29-yard attempt. Cody Skates is their dual-purpose kicker, punter and place kicker. And he's 1 of 5 is all kicking so far this year. This one should be makeable. And is. The Aggies tack on 3 more. 10 minutes, 15 seconds to go first half from College Station. It's all A&M right now, 17-0. So far today, Mike Hankwitz's defense pitching a shutout of Notre Dame. R.C. Slocum's Aggies by 17 after a 32-yard scoring drive for the field goal. Our Sprint PCS game fact. 3 of Notre Dame's coaches were assistants under R.C. Slocum. Bob Davie, Greg Madison, and Kirk Dahl. They're all good friends. And as we said with Bob yesterday, how's it feel to sort of be back home? He said it feels real different. And we didn't quite know what different meant, if that was good or bad, but they obviously have great memories of great defensive teams that they helped as assistant coaches here.
Bob Davie went from here to be the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame and then got the head coaching job and then brought those 2 assistants with him.
That's also part of the reason we say they recruit Texas so well. They know the territory. Skates to kick. Jones is way back there, about 8 yards deep. He's going to have to take a knee. So Notre Dame will have to earn the field. They'll come out to the 20-yard line now, trailing by 17. That's exactly the situation they didn't want to get in with this young quarterback. A noisy field, a fired-up defense, and now a 17-point deficit.
Things were going so well for Notre Dame. As you take a look at their possession chart, on their first drive, 8 plays, they got it inside the 10-yard line, and then it all blew up. the interception in the end zone is something exactly you didn't want. You got no points out of it. If we could have just kicked a field goal and come out there 7-3, but the whole thing changed with the interception.
So Holiday will bring him up at the 20-yard line. Again, they shift their tight end and they bring Fisher back there. And the wishbone look, full house backfield. On the option. He'll keep it and gets 5, almost 6 yards with 10 minutes left in the quarter. It's time for our Aflac trivia question. This week's question: who was the last team that Notre Dame defeated in a bowl game? And we'll give you the answer to that one a little bit later on. Last year, the Fighting Irish went 9-3 overall, but they got that magical 9-2 mark, but then they got throttled by Oregon State in our Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. This year off to an 0-2 start for the 5th time in school history. Holiday spins and doesn't get much, maybe a yard.
It's a nice play by Bernard because they had a blitz on and an option. And if he doesn't make the play, there were some vacant areas up the field that Holiday could have gotten through.
Bernard, the career tackle for loss leader for this Aggie group.
See, his blitz is inside. He gets back right up inside there. He could have got some yardage.
They say his inspiration of coming back from that knee injury and really playing fired up last week has fired up this whole Aggie defense.
He was one of the pregame captains for today's ball game.
3rd down and 4. 3 wideouts for Holiday. And he's in trouble again. Trying to run out of it and won't. Goes down at the line of scrimmage. Marcus Jasmine finally tracked him down after weaving all over the field to try to catch him. He did.
Well, he wants to throw the ball to his left side. He looks and sees it's covered. They're both covered. And he didn't throw the ball. If he would have thrown it, maybe another interception. The best thing he can do is take a sack. Punting is not a bad thing when you're on the road against a tough defense.
We've got a dual return grouping back as they await the punt. Joanne Gentry and Mickey Jones are both back there as Hillbull set to kick out a 4th down. And again, a beautiful punt. All the way back to the 16 is Gentry. And Gentry had a nice return last time, and he gets out across the 30 to the 31. 58-yard punt. All Texas A&M on their home field in front of about 87,000. They lead 17-0. And Felix Trinidad fighting for the middleweight crown tonight. I think Carlisle's getting a standing 8 count right now on the sideline.
It ain't easy.
He's been knocked around a little bit. Got it right in the kisser there.
Not only is he a redshirt freshman starting his first game on the road, but he's also finding out, where to throw the ball, and he's taking a lot of hits that he didn't need to take. Once he gets in there and he finds the way around, come back in a couple of years and let's do a game with Carlisle Holiday, and I'll guarantee you he'll be one of the best around.
Matt LaVecchia looking on, hoping for a chance from the 31-yard line. A&M takes over. And Ferris from the gun, shovel pass inside. Scott Joseph with some open field. Keith Joseph all the way out to midfield and then some to the 49 of the Irish. Jerome Sapp knocked him out of bounds. We didn't know how much we'd see in number 34, the redshirt freshman out of Houston, but playing with a bad shoulder, and he's had 2 big plays, a 1st down and now this shovel pass.
Where he is right here, he's just going to come over to the left side a little bit, shovel it forward. If you were in a time warp, and this is not your father's Texas A&M team. I mean, they use 3 and 4 wide receivers. They throw the ball, and they average 35 times a game. 7 different receivers have caught the ball. They moving it around.
Taylor in motion toward the slot. Ferris goes back, throws his way. He's got him wide open inside the 40. And it's going to be another 1st down, I think, or very close to the 38-yard line.
3 possessions. They've had 3 scores, 2 touchdowns, and a field goal. And I'm impressed with Ferris, Mark Ferris, the 26-year-old quarterback. Very calm, knows what he wants to get done. And Dino Babers is the offensive coordinator that has given him the opportunity. He's the brains behind the whole thing.
There's Dino Babers. And there's Taylor, who made that catch, and they're going to measure for the first down. And a great story is we talked about him being a transfer from Notre Dame. A little bit was homesickness. A little bit was, you know what, I'm not going to get the ball at Notre Dame. Came back here and really spent about a season being totally out of the program. Was on the scout team. He got down on himself. He got overweight by about 25 pounds, and R.C. Slocum sat him down and said, listen, if you don't get the academics straight, and if you don't get your weight straight, you're never going to play. And he passed 12 credits this summer and retook a test that he had late in the spring. He had to do a lot of work academically just to get on the field. Came in shape, playing, starting.
Sent a letter to his mother saying, hey, we're taking away your scholarship.
That's right.
You know, you're not academically eligible. Get your act together. And he did. To his credit, he came back and he did.
And R.C. says, I couldn't be more proud of a guy than I am of him. Had to read him the riot act, but he listened and he totally changed. And I like how Swanee put it the other day when we were talking to R.C. Lynn, you had a nice analogy about what Taylor had going on in his life.
Well, he was sitting there and he had all this talent, and he was kind of like he lined up to run the pass pattern. He thought he was on firm ground. He felt a little shake, looked behind, and his heels were hanging off the edge of a cliff. He was either going to fall off backwards or go forward. He chose to go forward.
Yeah, I love the way you put that the other day. Yeah. 2nd down and 5. And straight ahead we go with Weber. Got a yard, that's about it. He's going to bring up 3rd down and a long 3. And we're down to 6:35 left in the half.
There's two starting wide receivers. Months ago, you would have never known that the 2 receivers, Taylor from Notre Dame, number 82, and Terrence Murphy, the the true freshman quarterback out of high school, were going to be the starting players 6 months later. And here they are, both of them doing very well.
Terrence had that big catch earlier in the ball game. He trots out to the left side where it's 3rd down and 4 for the Aggies at the Irish 32-yard line. Ferris rolls. Has some time, going to have to throw back against his body, and he gets rid of that one and gets it out of bounds. So 4th down. And let's see if they're going to try a long field goal or punt this thing away. We gave you our Aflac trivia question earlier. Who's the last team that Notre Dame beat in a bowl game? You guessed Texas A&M. You probably would have guessed properly. In the 94 Cotton Bowl. 24-21. It is 4th down, and they're going to go for it. Then that no man's land where they can't kick it, and it's too close to punt.
I like the call.
4 wideouts for Ferris. Mark on a long count, I think, trying to draw him offside. Didn't get a freebie this time, so he'll throw for it. And incomplete. Notre Dame holds, and they'll take over on downs. Donald Dykes came on a blitz, and that hurried Ferris.
It was only 5 guys came, but 4 of them were from one side and rushed him. No way he could.
Just under 6 minutes left in the first half. Guys, around 80 degrees at kickoff. Not a perfect day for Notre Dame. However, their defense did hold to give it back to their offense, and their offense has yet to put anything up. Down 17-0. Notre Dame will work from its own 32-yard line. Fisher comes back to join Jones and Lipinski in that backfield. And it will be Fisher. Fisher out to the 37-yard line. Pickup of about 5 as we go to Times Square Stadium in New York and John Saunders. John. And here it's 17-0. 2nd down and 5 for Notre Dame. From the 37. Nice play fake by Holiday. Trying to load it. Waited too long. Got to get rid of it quicker than that against this group. Lennis Smith is the guy that got there.
Yeah, they've got their backup defense, their 2nd string defense in there playing a little bit. Smith just comes around the end and rushes. Steps up into the pocket. Watch the rush around the outsides. 43 is Penwright. Smith comes from the top and forces him to step up. Good pressure by this A&M defense.
Now the crowd getting into it again. 3rd down along 7. Holiday down the middle. High, but a nice catch by Hunter. Nice grab by Javen Hunter. I thought that one was going to go over his outstretched arms, but he clung to it. A pick up at 23.
Made a play, and that's what Bob Davies says. We need some receivers to make some plays. They need to help this the redshirt freshman make a play. There you go. Get a first down. Get this thing started.
Javen Hunter had 4 catches last year of over 40 yards. Today he's got 3 for 43, but picked up a big first down on a long third down there. Irish trying to get some points before halftime. Going to go deep for Givens. Who pulled that down? A&M did. Terrence Keel's got it. Second pick.
Take a look from the behind the offense. Keel's going to come from down. Wants to try and hit the receiver deep down the middle. He's going to underthrow this ball. Now it's a jump ball. He's got 2 defenders and 1 receiver. Keel's going to just come up and make the play. If the receiver can't catch it, you got to make sure that the defensive man doesn't catch it.
Keel with his first interception of the season, the second one tossed by Holiday today. And both those turnovers came in A&M territory when it looked like Notre Dame maybe could get something put together. Last year's Bob said led the country, an NCAA record, only 8 turnovers, and now in game 3 they've matched that. From the 11-yard line. And Derek Farmer back in there at the tailback spot. And is hit in a hurry. Oof. Big pop's got to be Boyman. It is the linebacker. ABC Sports presentation, the Texas A&M campus. About a 90-acre site over there, and the former president is with us at the game today. Might have seen that in one of our scenic shots coming out of break earlier. Second down and 13 here with 3 minutes 20 seconds left in the half. Ferris, shovel pass inside. Here's Farmer looking for somewhere to run and hide, and he can't. Dario Harrison has been a very active linebacker today.
Impressive Harrison running down the speedy Farmer. Harrison, as you mentioned earlier, from Texas, making his 15th start for the Irish.
He had a career-high tackles in the opener against Nebraska. He had 11 stops in that one, and the way he's playing today, he's going to end up with that or more. Clock winding down with 2:40 remaining in the first half in a game that has been all Texas A&M. Farmer and Weber behind Ferris on a 3rd down and long. 3rd and 13. Hawks going to keep it on the ground. Farmer's got a little bit of room to run, but that hole closed in a hurry. Courtney Watson is the guy that closed it for him, the inside linebacker, number 33.
You look from behind the defense. It's a nice call. Just to draw a play, going to run to his left side, make it look like a pass. You don't want to have a turnover or a tip ball. It ends up in a turnover this far down. Don't help the Irish. Irish call timeout.
We've got a timeout. We'll take it with 2 minutes, 19 seconds remaining in the first half. Irish still looking for points.
Yes.
Unless they go for the block, they got 9 up. High kick. Waiting on it and taking a fair catch is Julius Jones at the 49-yard line. Good hang time on that kick. He had no opportunity to return, but he is one of the most dangerous guys they've got. So the Notre Dame offense has 1 timeout to work with and 2 minutes 12 seconds to work with to try to get on the board here before halftime. You saw RC patting his punter Cody Skates on the helmet after that kick, but because he knows to force a fair catch is a big thing against this team.
Best field position for the Irish, starting a drive all day. Plenty of time.
Terrence Howard with Tony Fisher in the backfield, and 3 wide receivers for Carlisle. Holiday from his own 49-yard line. Straight drop throws. Givens finally found him, and I think it's going to be a first down at the 40-yard line. A pickup of 11 yards. Reminder coming up. Oklahoma over Kansas State from the 40. Holiday pumps. Now look out. He got rid of it as he got leveled way back near midfield after he threw that ball.
Yeah, that's an education right there. He had presence of mind not to throw an interception, but to throw it out of bounds. Just get rid of it. Don't take the sack.
Christian Rodriguez, the outside linebacker, number 2, was the guy putting the steam on him.
Yeah, 3-step drop, and then you should have thrown it because the protection is not going to take that much more protection. You got to get rid of it. If you hold it longer than 2 or 3 seconds, you got to throw it or you're going to get hit.
His hesitation has been what's been killing him so far today. 2nd down and 10. 1:52 and another timeout. And Notre Dame will use its final timeout with 1:52 left in the half. And today they've been wrecking things from the backside. The secondary's got 2 interceptions, a swarming front 4, and some rangy linebackers who are starting to play up to the tradition that we have seen in past years from Texas A&M. The Aggies come in only allowing 238 yards a game, and there's the rankings. That's not good.
That is not pretty.
When 95th in rushing is the best you can put up there, that ain't good.
That's not pretty.
2nd down and 10 here from the 40-yard line. Now the Irish out of timeouts. 3 wide receivers set. Holiday, the quick drop, and almost dropped again, but he broke a tackle. Spins his way down to about the 37. The ball came out, but the official right there blew it dead. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 7.
All right, now you got no timeouts left. You want something desperately to get on the board. Scramble around. If you can't make it, get rid of the football.
Big 3rd down if they're going to get any points before halftime. Holiday, look out from behind. He just got rid of that thing as fast as he could. Gerard Penwright hit him again. And slow to get up again.
This is a veteran, as I mentioned, a veteran offense and a veteran offensive line. If you talk about a strength of this offense, you'd have to mention the offensive line. Penrod gets knocked down at the line of scrimmage. See, he should have thrown that ball quickly. That was another 3-step drop. Throw it fast, and when you don't, bad things are going to happen.
Last time Bob Davie went on a 4th down was a fake field goal last week in the waning 4 minutes against Michigan State. That didn't work. He's going here on 4th down just to try to get anything going. 4th and 7. Fisher's out in a slot on the left side as a 4th wide receiver. Holiday in trouble again, but he's got a man open, and he's got a 1st down inside the 25 to Givens. And David Givens is a guy, one of the offensive captains. They just got to get it in his hands somehow.
For sure. For sure, you got to get it to Givens. He had made big plays last year. He's one of the guys they want to get the ball to.
Carlisle will spike it here to stop the clock. And it'll be a 2nd down at the 23-yard line with 1:08 remaining. So still a chance for points before the break. But again, they're working with no timeouts. A 1st down at the 13 would momentarily move the sticks and stop the clock. And you talk about young guys. Lavecchio's got these on too, but there's half the playbook right there inside the plastic.
Well, one of the problems Notre Dame has is they don't have a lot of veterans in their quarterback position. They don't have no seniors or juniors. They have 3 sophomores, and 2 of those sophomores have never played, so they're actually redshirt freshmen.
Holiday rolls left and rolls right into a sack. And he's smothered by Penwright again. That's a 3rd sack of the day. I mentioned earlier, Penwright is the guy that they think might be the next in the long line of great outside linebackers, and they've had some dandies here.
He came into the game with 4 sacks on the season, and he just added another one.
And now it's 3rd and 17, and we're down to 40 seconds. Holiday found himself a little pocket and then ran out of it and got hammered again from behind.
Yeah, he shook up. They've gotten to him. They don't know where it's coming from.
It wasn't like this in high school in San Antonio.
No, he's gonna stay down.
He has been battered and bashed throughout this first half, and
this is a tough assignment coming on the road. Loud crowd. You can't hear yourself. Tough defense. This is Penrod is 43. He's just moving around. He actually had pretty good protection that time.
Half of that came from hitting his own guy, Jordan Black, the tackle. ran right into him while Black was trying to help him. Matt LaVecchio, who has yet to see action today, the former starting quarterback. He's just a sophomore, as Bob said. And there's his numbers on the season. We will not see him right now. That's why he doesn't have his helmet on, because that was 3rd down, and they've got the field goal unit out there. Matt's going, that doesn't look that fun. I want to be out there, but I don't want to get hit that often.
Yeah.
Brian Gamble, a junior, one of the leaders on that defense. We talked to him about playing Carlisle Holiday, a guy that can really move around as far as the quarterback position, and he had this answer for us.
We've worked hard on that. We know them starting Holiday, they want him to make some plays with his feet. They want him to be able to scramble and run the option and stuff like that. Well, we recruited a guy last year who's a similar type of player to Holiday, and he worked us real hard in practice with scrambling and running the option. So I think anything that he brings to the table, we'll be prepared for it.
It helps when you get a good look from the scout team. That's not always the case, but they said they got a good one this week. Gamble, their leading tackler last year. And they're going to have Nick Setta here for Notre Dame, try a 47-yard field goal. If he hits it, that would match his career long. Anything to get points on the board. They'll try here with 33 seconds left. Setta from 47 to try to take the goose egg off the board for the Irish. He got his leg into it. Nice kick. Got it. So finally Notre Dame gets points. It took him to the final half minute of the second quarter. But Nick Setta tying a career high with a 47-yard field goal.
This may get some fire going in the Irish Boilers going in halftime. I think what we're going to see is Matt LaVecchio coming out the second half, starting up, see if he can get something going. Now, you know, it could be good for LaVecchio too, because LaVecchio knew that he wasn't going to be playing. There was no pressure on him this week. Now he comes in the second half and says, well, maybe I can go out and save this thing. You know, just there's no pressure on the second quarterback that comes in.
So still 28 seconds remaining in the half. Richard Whitaker and Sammy Davis will drop back as the dual return man and await Nick Setta's kick. And there's Carlisle Holiday, and right now he's not sure whether he's Carlisle or Billy Holiday. He's singing the blues, we know that. There's a kick, and it's a beauty. It'll chase Sammy Davis. Whoops, almost came out of the end zone. Touchback. He had some thoughts, but he tiptoed the line and stayed where he was. Reminder, coming up next Saturday, ABC Sports brings you more great college football regional action, 3:30 Eastern. Defending national champion number 3 Oklahoma, after surviving today, gets right back into the frying pan against number 5 Texas. Some of you will see Michigan against Penn State. Carlisle Holiday heading to the locker room, getting an early jump with 28 seconds left before we officially have the break, and you would assume A&M's going to just go to the locker room with a 2-touchdown lead. They got everybody bunched in there behind Mark Ferris, who takes a knee. It'll probably be the final play of our half. And the fans at home, we don't have an official attendance yet, but they expected this to be the biggest crowd ever to watch football in this football-proud state of Texas. We're thinking somewhere around 87 or 88,000. They are happy with what they've seen so far because their team came out, ran up 17 in a row before giving up that field goal. 17-3 as we go down to Lynn.
Coach, up into that last series of the first half, field position was a rare thing for your team. How do you plan to get better field position second half?
I think, first of all, Lynn, play better defense. You know, we know right now our offense is struggling. I think Carlisle Holiday did some good things. We got to play better defense. We got to get some field position. We got to create a turnover on defense. So right now I'm concerned about our offense, but I'm even more concerned about our defense. I thought they did a good job keeping us off balance. Thought we started playing a little bit better, though, at the end of the first half.
With Carlisle walking off the field slowly, we'll check on his injury later on. If Matt LaVecchio comes in as your starting quarterback, how much does your game plan change?
I don't think it changes a whole lot. You know, we probably won't do as much of the 3-back stuff. May not option as much. May throw it a little bit more. You know, but we're down 14 points. You know, our scheme's kind of our scheme, though, Lynn.
Okay, Coach.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They'll try to get something going early in the third quarter. As for now, they trail by 2 touchdowns at halftime. We'll be joining John Saunders and Terry Bowden after this message. Back in College Station, and number 10's got his hat on and his chin straps buckled as Matt LaVecchio, previously the starting quarterback, gave way to Carlisle Holiday today. Holiday has been banged around and bashed. Bob, whether he was or not, we kind of expect we're going to see Matt now.
I like the situation with Matt coming in. No pressure on him this week. The other guy was going to get the chance to start. LaVecchio threw 11 touchdown passes last year, only 1 interception. If he comes in and plays back the way he was playing last year, that's the spark that Notre Dame offensively. But the defense has got to make something happen.
He ran off 7 straight wins before the bowl game last year. So he's all set. And Notre Dame will get the football first. Cody Skates set to kick away. Julius Jones and Vontez Duff back deep. And again, Jones is the guy that A&M would like to keep it out of his hands. And they do by kicking it out of the end zone. That's the way you keep it out of his hands.
Yeah.
So Notre Dame will work from the 20-yard line as we take a look at the Morgan Stanley well-connected storyline. 113 total yards for Notre Dame in that first half, and Carlisle Holiday struggled mightily, especially those 2 interceptions. Both were in A&M territory. A&M just did a nice job with everything. They ran it pretty well. Mark Ferris didn't do anything flashy, but he was very, very consistent with his throws, and he spread it around to 8 different guys.
Notre Dame had the ball 5 possessions, turned it over twice by interceptions, had 2 punts, and then got the field goal on their last possession of the first half.
So it's LaVecchio now at the controls. Givens in motion. They're going to give it off. They fake the end around as Fisher takes it straight ahead, and Tony Fisher almost got out to the first down stick. You see number 91 is in there at the nose tackle spot. And Swanee, I think it's because we have Ty Warren down to injury, right?
That's correct, Brad. He has an Achilles. He will not be back. Also, Carlisle Holiday has a sprained neck. He won't be back. And 2 key players will be on the sideline for the rest of this ball game, and big losses for both teams.
Yep, no doubt about that. Second down, short. LaVecchio throws off a bootleg, and Givens dropped it. Probably should have had that one.
Well, he didn't need to lead him that far out of bounds either to the sideline. He was wide open. He could have hung it up, and Givens could have slowed up and made the catch in bounds.
First 7 starts, as we talked about, is when he really put together great numbers. But then in the bowl game and the first 2 games of this year, everything flip-flop. 1 touchdown, 4 picks, and only 46% of his throws. Third down, and just a matter of inches. Oh, LaVecchio got hit and dropped it. He covered it, but what a hit by Brian Gamble, I think, was the guy that got it.
Gamble came over the top and met LaVecchio. It's just a great play by Gamble. (17) Gamble right there gets across the line of scrimmage before LaVecchio does. And Notre Dame's going to have to punt it away.
Leading tackler last year as just a sophomore, and at this stage in his career, over 200 career tackles. That's better than anybody since Dat Win, and we know how good he was. So Gentry's back. He'll bowl the kick. And this one's going to bounce in front and roll inside the 30 down to about the 27-yard line. This is a Texas A&M team, remember, that was beaten by Notre Dame 24-10 last year at Notre Dame. And we talked with Brian Gamble about that, and he said we weren't crazy about the taste that left in our mouth.
It was a miserable trip all across the board with the way we played and the trip before that. So we definitely had this game circled on our calendar this year as a game that we wanted to come into this game and really play one of our best games of the season against these guys.
And so far, I think they have. 17-3 they lead. They're back on offense. Weber, the fullback, only about a yard. Grant Irons, number 44, closed in and closed the door, made the tackle. Irons, and the name, of course, is familiar. And Bob, you and Swanee both played against his daddy in the pros.
Very familiar with Irons for Oakland, the Oakland Raiders. They were tough anyway without his daddy playing for him.
And, of course, his brother Jarrett was a great player, an All-American at Michigan. And there's Gerald Irons wearing his son's jersey. The last game he played was against Swanee, the Super Bowl. Here's a throw out, and it's going to be complete to Porter. Out to the 31. They used him in the first half a couple of times. Let's check in with Lynn.
Well, Brad, it's, you know, the Irons family is just remarkable. And Gerald was one of those intense players who played for the Raiders, and he always gave you 100% of everything. But his three sons have been absolutely remarkable. Everything you could ask for in terms of relationship with a father and son. They all chose different colleges. But first and foremost, when they're on their minds, get an education and to be better people.
Yeah. You think his dad still doesn't want to play the way he was leaning in there?
They all wanted to blaze their own trail, didn't they?
Third down. Ferris flips it out to Porter. Got the first down. He knows that Greg Porter, with that size, can get him the first down he needs, and he did.
He's always in the slot where you can get the ball to him, and he's your third down guy. I'd go to him also. We mentioned earlier, weighs 230 pounds, 6'5", number 44.
This is his fourth catch, too.
Beckstrom did a nice job of seeing him coming, but he just kind of hung on for the ride.
Back to the I backfield with the true freshman Farmer behind Ferris on a first down. And Farmer went the wrong way. At least you would expect that, seeing he's the freshman and Ferris is the leader out there, and he's talking to him.
Ferris is 26 years old, and Farmer is a true freshman, and you could just see the way Ferris looked at him when they go back. He just held out his hands and said, "Hey, man, where are you going? You went the wrong way." And he knows it. It's all part of the learning curve.
11-10 remaining third quarter.
The way Farmer's running, though, they'll put up with a couple of mistakes.
Yeah, they will.
Normally, when you're carrying the ball, you know you go the right way.
Four wide receivers now, and Ferris will work from the gun. Waits, finds time, incomplete, and penalty marker down. They're going to get Donald Dykes, I think, for pass interference. Did all he could to stay with Porter. Dykes a big hitter from that secondary. The A&M coaches really like how he headhunts back there as a tackler, but that time he got there too early.
The crossing route. Yeah, it's the right hand that pulls the receiver down a little bit before the ball got there.
So that'll be a first down at the 41-yard line. And the Aggies, you wonder, after spreading things out so much, if they get another score, you wonder if they'll go back to that two tight end, here we come, we're going to run the ball type football that we have seen from them in the past at times.
Well, they did it last week against Oklahoma State.
First down from the 41. Straight up the middle. Farmer. About 8 more. Eric Farmer had over 50 yards in the first half. Maybe he's en route to his first 100-yard game.
Whitley and Brooks from the right side pull and come around and make a nice opening, a nice gap. Here you are right here. These two guys are going to pull. Watch, there's the right side of that offensive line. It's amazing the way these guys can weigh over 300 pounds and,
that light on their feet.
And the footwork they have. I call them dancing bears. It's just, they're so light on their feet.
Yard to go on second down. Farmer keeps his balance, puts his hand down, and gets the first at the 47-yard line.
Farmer didn't play a lot in the first 2 ball games, the first 3 ball games. He played some, but not a whole lot. But the way he's playing here today, I think he's in that lineup for good. They're going to alternate him in some, but
he had 50 yards last week in the win over Oklahoma State, but he had a fumble in the fourth quarter they weren't crazy about.
Yeah, and he's going to have some of that. You're going to go the wrong way. You're not going to pick up the guy that's blitzing sometime, but the upside is much better than the downside.
Play action. Ferris wants it all. Airing it out for Murphy. Couldn't quite get there. Murphy had just a half step. Pretty good coverage back there by Shane Walton. And Mark Ferris laid it out and took a shot.
Top of your screen. Pretty good coverage, man-to-man coverage, and that's That ball would have to have been thrown perfectly to be a completion. Nice coverage by Walton.
Boyman's a guy that put a lick on Ferris as he let go, and Rocky almost got the worst of it. Ferris got up spitting, but Boyman is the guy that's being helped off the field. Holding, you see, is either his left knee or his shin, and they're helping him off the field. That would be a huge loss. Their defensive captain and a guy that's always all over the field.
Yeah, I think the block when the offensive man threw the block into Boyman, I think it caught his knee.
So it's going to be second down as Boyman goes out. We'll try to check on his status from the 47-yard line. 2nd and 10. Notre Dame showing blitz. And there's that little inside trap on a handoff to Farmer in the open field. And Farmer gets down to a first down at about the 32-yard line. Another 15-yard run. You might be right, Bob. Number 1 might be there to stay.
He's there to stay, all right. Watch Harrison, the inside linebacker for Notre Dame right here. This play's going to come right up in his alley, and he's going to just miss the tackle. Right there. He's right there to make the play.
He squared up, and Farmer just gave him a little juke. Farmer,
that's what you got to do. You got to be able to make some people miss.
9th play of the drive is coming up. Straight ahead now, Weber, and the fullback gets an opening, cuts outside, he's going to score. Weber for the touchdown, but there are flags on a play. They might bring this back on a hold. We were kidding around about Weber. When he touches it, it's usually a touchdown, but it's usually short yardage. They'll bring this long touchdown back. Ron Israel was shaken up on the play, so Notre Dame has lost possibly 2 of their starters here just on this series. Defensively, that is.
Yeah.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, spot of the foul, still first down.
Delatorre, yeah, that looks like it right there.
Right there, grabbing on.
Got a handful of jersey on Derek Curry.
Shaking his head, he says, I've held before, never gotten caught. You don't always get caught, but it just seems like on touchdown runs, that's when you really hate to get caught.
First down and 9 because that was a spot foul with the penalty, so it comes back to the 31-yard line. Farmer this time hitting the backfield and only got about a yard. Budzak was the first guy that hit him. And we're under 9 minutes in the 3rd quarter. If you're just joining us, Texas A&M with a 14-point lead. They led 17-0 before Notre Dame finally got a field goal late in the 2nd quarter.
Okay. The Aggies 29 points a game, and they're well on their way to getting some more.
There's Rocky Boyman trying to run it off. He's a tough son of a gun. If he can possibly get back in there, he will. The Aggies have held it over 4.5 minutes on this drive now. 2nd down and 9. Ferris trying to boot out of a play fake and a throwback incomplete to Farmer. Actually had him open, but he didn't have time to try to get it out to him. We're talking about Rocky Boyman. I think Swanee might have more on his status.
Well, it's a sprained knee, Brad. Our head athletic trainer said that he sprained it being hit by an offensive lineman. He's working on the side. He's not sure if he will or will not go back in the ball game. But as we said, or you said earlier, the coaches from the Aggies said he's one of those guys that's a little different. So if he's got any play left in him at all, he'll get back into the ball game. And there's a shot right there that he sprained the knee on.
And there you see him holding it.
Yeah, it looked like it may just be a hyperextension. The way he got hit, the knee flopped back.
He had 9 tackles and a sack against A&M last year with the Notre Dame win. Ferris trying to throw a screen. That one got blown up either by a lack of execution or the Notre Dame defense. That was ugly to start.
Yeah, that was dangerous. That one could have been a turnover for the Irish. Something they need to get their offense going.
Anthony Weaver put the kibosh on that end spot.
Weaver, a 4-year starter, has played well his 1st and 2nd year. Last year didn't play so well.
We got a timeout with 8 minutes and 8 seconds remaining third quarter. Notre Dame trying to trot their way back in this thing, but they're down 2 touchdowns. Leave with a turtleneck on as a neck brace. Swanee said a sprained neck as he was battered around in that first half. The Aggies are going to go on 4th and 9 on the 13th play of the drive. Ferris throws and it's complete. It's a first down. He got it to Jones. Mickey Jones, a senior, another one out of Tyler, Texas. That's his first catch of the day, and it's a big one.
Just a slant route to the man in the slot. From behind the offense, take a look to the left. He's going to get a nice 3-step drop and fire it. First thing you got to do as a defensive back is take away the inside of the field, take away the slant.
In the red zone again for the Aggies. 3 wideouts, but it's going to be Farmer. Farmer on a cutback. At that time, the youngster showed a little bit of power. A 4-yard pickup. He's down to the 15-yard line.
I'm impressed when he has the football, the things that he's done with it. Obviously, a true freshman, they don't know the entire offense, so sometimes he goes the wrong way. Sometimes they don't know who to block when it's a blitz, when he's not carrying the football. But when you put that football in his hands, I'm impressed.
We said he might be on his way to his first century mark out of the A&M backfield. He's got 84 yards on 15 carries so far today, and he's a tailback in the eye. He'll come in motion on 2nd down. Now it's Weber, the fullback, and Irons has got him wrapped up. Grant Irons takes the wrinkles out of him at about the 11-yard line. Under 7 minutes remaining third quarter. But they're down at the 11-yard line again, and it's going to be a long haul back for Notre Dame if they give up a touchdown on this drive.
Yeah.
If they can hold them to a field goal, they got a shot. But this is a 16-play drive. This baby's just chewing clock. 3rd down and 2. The Aggies have had it over 7 minutes. 2 tight end set. Here comes a little end around to Goins, a guy that's got a lot of speed, but he didn't get outside, got dropped for a loss, and they are going to hold him to a field goal attempt here.
Oh, I've never liked this play. You attract all the attention right here by bringing him in motion, and then you hand him the ball, and he's going laterally, and he's got to continue to go laterally until he finds a hole. I've seen that play. A lot of teams run it. I've never seen it gain much yardage.
So that'll bring in Skates to try a 30-yard field goal. Trying to make it 20-3. Cody Skates. And the kick is no good. Missed it to the left. Well, that gives a little bit of new life to Notre Dame. A long time sustained drive, and it comes up empty for the Aggies. Still 17-3. He didn't miss it by much. He's missed 5 of his last 6 field goal attempts, however. Push this one to the left. Early with their freshman tailback Derek Farmer, 31 yards on a touchdown. And Oshler Fleming on the old option throwback to the quarterback to Ferris for a score. And Carlisle Holiday, first time starting for Notre Dame, took more body shots than Oscar Bonavina.
Oh, geez.
And
don't do that.
He's on the sideline with a neck brace.
Yeah, protect yourself. He'll learn that stuff. He wanted to fight for the cause. Notre Dame not with very good field position.
Lavecchio on the option. Oh, he got peppered as he pitched. And down the sideline is Jones for a first down run, about 14-yard pickup.
You don't expect the option a lot when Lavecchio's in there.
You want that Slocum report?
Maybe some when you got Holiday in there, but not much with Lavecchio.
Watch Matt Lavecchio take one for the team.
Yeah.
Kapow.
Oh, hello.
Yep. That's Penrite again. How many times have I said his name in a big hit?
Helmet to helmet. Look at this. That'd be that's something in the NFL. That'd be called a foul. Charging foul.
From the 34, Lavecchio bootlegs, wants to throw the out, and got his man. Nice throw. Out to the 49-yard line. Pick up a 15. Got it to Omar Jenkins. Let's check in with Swanee.
Well, Brad, when RC came out of halftime, he told me he wasn't quite sure whether or not Holiday or Lavecchio will be in the ballgame. He said if Lavecchio's in the ballgame, he anticipates, number one, more passing, less option, more off-tackle plays. He says he thinks defensively what they might do is get a little more aggressive, a few more blitz against him when he drops back to pass.
Let's see if they do that here at the 49-yard line. The Irish have a first down. Straight ahead they go. Only about a 2-yard gain for Julius Jones with under 5.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Let's check in John Saunders in New York. John, talked about it, John, but the last 5 games between Georgia Tech and Clemson have all been decided by 3 points. Here's Hunter with a catch, and Lavecchio's warming things up through the air a little bit. And finally, for about the first time today, the crowd has just gotten a little bit quiet.
Yeah, exactly. This ball brings him back a little bit. It's a little bit high. If it would have been a perfect throw on time, maybe he could have gotten the first down. Now it's a 3rd and short. Got to pick up a 3rd short situation.
They bring in that bone look with Fisher now in motion and sets up over on a wing.
See if Lavecchio tries to jump over the center again.
I don't think so. He'll let Jones do that, and Jones has got a first down at the 40. Julius Jones picks up the first down.
Bob Davie, a little earlier, you saw him when they completed that long pass down the sideline, trying to encourage his troops, trying to get some positive momentum going.
9 years at A&M as an assistant coach here. Came down and he said, you know, I know we're playing a tough team and we're trying to be not 0-3, but Tom's Barbecue closed, so I'm not that excited about coming down anymore. That's one of the highlights for him. And this pass is tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Sammy Davis.
That's his 4th interception in 4 games, Sammy Davis. He's an all-conference player, and this is like the old tip drill. He was very aware. Ball was off of Javen Hunter.
3 turnovers for Notre Dame, all in A&M territory, including this one to Sammy Davis. Aggies have it back. Texas A&M. They'll work now from the 28-yard line. Still a 3 wide receiver group, but it's Farmer on the carry. Broke 1 tackle. It didn't look like much, but he got 4 yards out of something that could have blown up in his face.
It could have been a minus 4 yards and turned a minus play into positive play. Boyman back in the ball game, number 30. Saw him go off a little bit earlier with that knee injury. He's going across a little careful.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was looking out.
I don't blame him. That's a big old ugly there in front of him that he was thinking was going to take him low, and he did a little dance around but got involved. And we told you he's tough enough that if he even had a chance, he'd play.
There he is right there.
He's in a 3-point stance on a 2nd down and 6. Here's a little draw up the middle, and Boyman's going to be involved in the tackle as he walks him down at the 37-yard line. ABC Sports presentation, college football. At Kyle Field, a huge crowd on a beautiful day. They like what they've seen so far. 3rd down and 2 here for the Aggies. And this carry is going to be, it looks like, good enough for a first down. We'll check that first down after we check in with John Saunders at Times Square Stadium in New York. It's Bobby Dodd Stadium this afternoon.
A bunch of close ones today.
Yes.
High scoring, close games.
It's about that much short. 4th down. I don't think RC would. Well, maybe he would.
Yeah, this is a tough call.
It is.
Yeah, your chances of making it are pretty good, but what if you don't?
At your own 38-yard line.
You just turn the momentum of the whole game around, and you get Notre Dame back in it and take that interception away.
They're still talking about it. Ferris is still out there, and he stays out there.
Yeah, you know, they have all these trick things. You know, they may try offensively to go up to the line of scrimmage and not snap the ball.
He drew him off, remember, in the first quarter for a free 5 yards.
Right. So they've got all these kinds of tricks. Whether it's one of those or not, we'll see.
4th down inches. That's what he's trying to do. You can tell by his head bobbing a little bit.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame comes up, everybody up close, and they're very disciplined, not coming out of their stance. Oh, and now the ball's loose. They did snap it.
They got it.
Football's on the ground.
They got it. It was all over the place. And Joseph ran over and recovered it.
Just the break that you're looking for if you're a Notre Dame fan and they didn't get it. Watch the ball come out.
No, they weren't going to snap it.
Nope. McKinney finally said,
Ferris.
here you go.
Yeah, Ferris wasn't even expecting the ball to be snapped. Look at him. He's looking over, and the ball is snapped.
Now it's on the ground. It hits somebody's knee and squirts out of the picture and into the hands of Keith Joseph. And it's a first down, A&M.
Davey was looking up the 25-second clock.
And now it's first down. Weber with it fullback. He got 5 or 6. Boyman in on the tackle again. We're down to 1:40 in the third quarter.
All the turnovers have gone to the defense of the Aggies. Notre Dame has not come up with any. We said going into the game, and Bob Davies says our defense needs to help us out. Texas A&M has 3 interceptions off of the quarterbacks of Notre Dame.
And that was all in Texas A&M territory, including one in the end zone.
Yeah, all 3 of them, exactly.
Second down and 5, just outside the 45 for the Aggies, and a trio of wide receivers out here to the near side. But again, this time Ferris keeps it. No, he didn't. And Farmer had it. He had me fake.
Fooled me.
Yep. So out to the 44, or very close to it, where they're going to spot it down.
Fooled that defensive end, too.
That's right.
He got hit.
At the conclusion of today's game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game. Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Final half minute. Rocky Boyman on the sideline trying to get a little bit of air and still working on that left knee. From the spread here now on 3rd and 6. Ferris hasn't had to throw much in this quarter. Now buying himself some time. And incomplete. Now they are going to have to give it up. 4th down and long coming up. So they went on 4th, sort of by accident, and got a first down. Now they're going to have to punt. There goes Julius Jones. He's a guy that can turn a game around in a special team kind of way. And you know Cody Skates would like to knock one out of bounds or something and not let number 22 get his hands on it.
Well, with the ineffectiveness of the Notre Dame offense, somebody needs to step up. The special teams or the defense and make something happen.
They try to put a little pressure on him.
Yeah, they came to block that one.
And will dribble out of bounds. Good kick. Considering the pressure and everything else, out at the 16-yard line with a 40-yard punt. So Skates does his job, but Notre Dame does get the football back. And the winless Irish trailing 17-3, and only 12 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Got to remind you about the sideline series on ESPN. Here's a look. It's a new weekly series from ESPN Original Entertainment. Goes behind the scenes here around the Texas A&M football program. The real people and stories that surround the Aggies and College Station. They're going to follow the stories all season long. A 13-part series debuting Thursday at midnight Eastern. We were around some of the folks putting that together out at practice on Thursday. That's the end of 3 as everybody stands. 12th man time. 17-3. It's the Aggies as they continue to dominate defensively and lead Notre Dame by 2 touchdowns. ABC Sports presentation of college football will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Set to start the 4th quarter at Kyle Field in College Station, Texas. The Aggies lead by 2 touchdowns. Notre Dame with the football back, but without a touchdown of their own today. Lavecchio all wrapped up. Wanted to do some option, and the Aggies didn't give him the option. And Penwright again in on the play, the outside linebacker, the junior out of Aldine, Texas.
Well, he's one of the most physical players on this team. Notre Dame didn't have the ball that much in the third quarter, only 3.5 minutes compared to 11.5 minutes for Texas A&M.
Here's where you got to be careful. You want to try to pick up some yards, but it's 3rd and 15.
So Penwright should be well rested because he didn't play that much in the third quarter.
Great drop. Lavecchio's got a lot of green in front of him, but not 15 yards worth. And he gets put down at the 19-yard line. He got 8 on the scramble.
That's tough. It's tough for Notre Dame, not being a passing team, know how to get 15 yards. 3rd and 15 when you have to pass. The chances of them picking it up are very slim.
So they'll have to kick again. And Joey Hillbowl will kick. And DeJuan Gentry right there is waiting on it. Gentry had a nice return earlier in the first half of 37 yards. Oh, they block it, and they scoop it. They'll score it. Touchdown, Aggies. They know how to block their kicks. They do it there, and it's a touchdown. Keel got it. Webb scored it. There is a flag down. So let's hold the phone. It's declined. It's a touchdown.
Result of the play, touchdown.
Came right up the middle. Keel, number 48, gets his hand out. Does a nice job. He was being partially blocked. You know, in the past, it was Notre Dame making the plays on special teams. Not today.
Randall Webb with a touchdown. Skates with the point after. And that might have put the lights out on the hopes for Notre Dame to not be 0-3. Keel and Brooks meet at the punter. Might have actually been Brooks that got it. Scooped by Webb. Touchdown, Texas A&M. Call him Big Play Jay. He blocked 4 punts last year that all ended up leading to touchdowns. Watch him come here on Hillbold and lay out. And number 21 stuffs another one, and it's a perfect bounce pass to his teammate Randall Webb, and it's an Aggie touchdown. And Swanee's with a proud mom downstairs.
No one is more proud than Jay than his mother, Pamela. And she is a sergeant first class in the Army, Pamela?
Yes.
All right, now, September 11th, no one will forever forget that day. There was about 10 hours that your son was concerned about you because he didn't know where you were in Washington, D.C.
That is true. I was at work, and he was calling my mother, but I was a couple of business from the Pentagon, and my brother worked at the Pentagon. He was just concerned, but I was okay, and I called my mother, let her know that myself and my brother was okay.
When you first got to your son, were able to talk to him, what were your words to him?
That God blessed that we was all okay up here. Yes.
Yeah, you two have gone through this, not something like this before, but you served in the Middle East in the Persian Gulf War, and that was difficult for him not being with you that time.
Yes, it was. He was a young man and growing up, and I was away in Saudi, and him and his brother take care of each other.
I know as proud as you are of him, he is equally as proud of his mother for serving his country.
Yes, he is.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well said, Swanee. Pamela, nice to have you with us. It's great to have you with us. And when Pamela served in the Gulf War, Jay was only in 6th grade, and he went about 3 months without hearing from Mom. So Mom's at the game and just saw her baby boy block a punt that led to what might be lights out in this game, 24-3. Lavecchio gets hit as he throws again. And I'm telling you what, if Texas A&M keeps playing like this, they think they can play with anybody in the Big 12. Maybe they're right. It's a tough conference. It's the toughest conference in the country. And they knew that this would be a big test for them because Notre Dame's a physical team despite their 0-2 record. RC said, I don't care if they're 0-2 or not. You got to consider who they played. Had they played our schedule, maybe they'd be 2-0. We're worried about the game, but we do have them at home. And they have held Notre Dame to 165 yards of offense. That just got added to, but not by much. 5 more there on the quick pass to Hunter.
And I mentioned coming in that Notre Dame offensively were like 112th in the nation. Not very good offense. Their second half starting position has not been either good either. They've started from their 20-yard line on 3 possessions and then from the 6. So going up against a good defense with an offense that's not working, you know, A&M's got everything going for them at this point.
3rd down and 5 for the Irish. Here they come. Lavecchio's in trouble, and down he goes again. It was a clear shot for Brian Gamble. who told us, and we heard it from him earlier, we had a terrible trip to South Bend last year. We want to give him some payback, and it's only about 12.5 minutes away.
Here's Gamble right here. The shortest distance between you and the quarterback is a straight line. It just opens up. A mistake in the offensive line. That's not supposed to happen. Our guys wouldn't be playing quarterback if it did. It happened too much.
That's right. Brian's dad's a football coach. Played collegiately at Baylor. Third 3 and out this half for Notre Dame. And so Hillbold, who had the last one stuffed, you know that's in the back of his mind. It only happened about 2 minutes ago. This time he gets it out of there. It's a good kick. But it's Gentry with some room to work. And Gentry gets up and gets the corner and got almost 20 yards on the return. "57-yard punt with a nice return. A&M is in command with 11:47 to go. Starting quarterback Carlisle Holiday was battered and bashed around. The swarming A&M defense made his life difficult, as well as Matt LaVecchio's, who's taken his spot. The Notre Dame defense has been totally shut down by the wrecking crew. 24-3 Aggies, and they got the ball with a first down at their own 44-yard line. Harris on a give. Joseph had popped in the backfield, may not have gone back to the line of scrimmage. Cedric Hilliard, one of the backup defensive linemen, in there, and he's shaken up on the play. That's Andre Brooks. He looked like he was holding his right knee. R.C. Slocum has never beaten Notre Dame and is close to that right now, but he doesn't want to see any of his guys go down. See if we can see what gets in that tangled mess sometimes right there. Oh, he gets rolled up on by
right there.
One of his own guys trying to block. It was Delatorre, the tight end, trying to block one of Notre Dame's defenders.
If you're standing around one of those piles, you better protect yourself at all times.
We'll take a break here. 11:31 as they got the big fella up. We'll check on him when we come back. Stay tuned for the Thrifty Car Rental post-game report. John and Terry will have scores and highlights from across the country. A lot of close games today. This isn't one of them. 11.5 minutes to go. It's 24-3.
There were a lot of close ones today. A lot of them in the conference here.
That's right.
The big one, of course.
Oklahoma, Kansas State was a one-pointer.
One-pointer.
Second down and 10 for the Aggies offense. Here's the give. Farmer. And he only got about a yard. Let's check in with John Saunders at Times Square Stadium in New York. John's up in the ACC. If that stays that way.
Boy.
People thought that maybe Georgia Tech could run the table until meeting Florida State, and then North Carolina spoiled Florida State's party.
And they'd have all three of them have a loss.
That's right. Maryland won again today. That conference might get crazy before it's all over. Third down and 9. Ferris from the gun. Mark's got time, but had it batted down at the line of scrimmage. Anthony Weaver, the big defensive captain, got his hand in the way and swatted it down. And the Aggies will have to give it up. Notre Dame's defense been out there a long time today.
They have. Been out there 34.5 minutes compared to 27 minutes for their offense. So it's been a long day.
Punting time for Cody Skates. Nice kick. High hanger. Jones waits on it at the 15. And the fair catch there. Time running out on the Irish. 10:06 left in the fourth quarter. 10:06 remaining in the fourth quarter as Notre Dame will take over. With Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan, I'm Brad Nessler in College Station, Texas at Kyle Field in front of a record crowd. Just over 10 minutes left. We'll tell you just how big that crowd is in a second. There's a nice pass from Lavecchio, but immediately meeting the receiver. Sean Weston puts a hit on Jaden Hunter as soon as he caught it. 8-yard pickup. The attendance today is 87,206. It is the biggest crowd to ever watch a football game in the state of Texas. That's pretty good. Beats the old record from the Oklahoma game last year.
Texas and Oklahoma, the other ones that drew big crowds.
Lavecchio fires again, and Hunter almost made a one-handed catch. He stretched him out a little bit on it.
Yeah,
he took a big shot but couldn't hold it.
And he's throwing the ball downfield toward the defensive back, which is a dangerous thing to do. Either he's throwing him down too far, or the receiver is stopping too sharp.
What a difference a year can make. A record of only 8 turnovers last year, and here in game 3 today and 9 total.
They've already had 9 turnovers this year in 3 games.
3rd down and 2. Irish absolutely have to have this first down to have any hope, and they don't get it. They're knocked down for a loss. Jones got swallowed up by Linus Smith again, who came in from his defensive line spot. Rocky Bernard and Morris are there as well.
It's the offensive line. It's just Will up front. Rodriguez, number 2, stuffs it to begin with. And then Morris, 45, gets a piece of it.
3rd straight 3 and out. We talked about Bernard's play, his emotion last week, and it's carried over to this week. He's had another good game. Dual return men out there again in Gentry and Jones. Hilbold, who's had 1 block today, gets this one off easily, and it's a nice kick. Gentry camps under it at the 23. DeVaughn looking for a block. He took a shot at about the 36-yard line. 8 minutes, 32 seconds remaining in the ball game. It's Texas A&M by 3 touchdowns. 8:32 left in the ball game as Texas A&M will take over again. This time from their own 36-yard line. Now they're looking to keep it on the ground and just secure the football. Pete Joseph. Darrell Campbell made the stop.
A&M won their first 3 ball games. You kind of feel like if Notre Dame would have played McNeese State, Wyoming, and Oklahoma State, they might be 3-0 also. Here's a look at where A&M goes after today. Baylor, Colorado. They got Kansas State. They play Oklahoma and Texas. The team they don't play in the Big 12 is Nebraska, unless they meet them in the championship game in Dallas this year.
2nd down and 8. And it's Joseph again out across the 40.
Big 12 has 4 teams ranked in the top 9 in the country. And here's a look at Notre Dame. You'll see the next 3 games. They go home to play Pittsburgh, West Virginia, and Southern California. So it looks as though their schedule might get a little easier.
You never know.
And you never know if A&M had been playing Nebraska and Michigan State, if they would have been 0-2.
They felt they'd find something out today, and it's only 7 minutes from finding out some good news for them. 3rd down and 6. Just outside the 40-yard line. Harris wants to throw, and he's going long on the near sideline. It's incomplete. And he got hit as he threw again. And helped up by Weaver, who put him down. So they're going to have to give it back to Notre Dame. Weaver's had a good game today, too. He's played hard every snap.
Yes. I've been impressed with this kid, Ferris, Mark Ferris, the 26-year-old quarterback for A&M. His numbers are not that great because they don't throw the ball. They're not like a Florida State where they throw it a lot.
24-3 Texas. Start. Texas A&M already up 7-0.